Hello everyone out there, and welcome to another Waystone Games live stream. We apologize about the small delay. We've been having some issues. Just trying to go live and be able to read Twitch chat and interact with you guys, because that's kind of the most important part.
It's sort of required to have a good community catch-up, to engage with the community.
Exactly. We have a fantastic setup right now where George has turned one of his monitors around so we can see Twitch chat, because like the stream was working on my computer, but the Twitch chat wasn't, and the stream wasn't working on his computer, but the Twitch chat was, so we've got it.
We've got it. The ultimate streaming setup.
Yeah, we can see what you guys are saying, which is the most important part, and we're ready. Hopefully you guys are hyped. Hopefully you guys are amped for this sweet feature reveal that we've been teasing for the past week. We're excited to share it with you guys. But first, introductions. I'm Brad Pluto Ramey, the Assistant Community Manager. This is Hunter Zalgas Howe, the Creative Director here at Waystone Games.
Hello.
And I feel like there's no more pertinent person to be here for this feature reveal than you.
This is my dream.
This is it.
The dream, the vision.
This is the Dawn Gate for Hunter Howe, and he is super excited to be here. So, just to kind of preface everything, you guys have been speculating, you guys have been guessing, you guys have been having a fun time out there.
Detecting leaks.
Exactly, yeah. Some of you have been right, some of you have been wrong, stuff like that. So, the first thing I want to say, which will probably, lead into people saying their correct guesses, is the most important thing that we've tried to differentiate Dawngate with is the lore, is the story, is the world, is the characters and stuff like that. And you had obviously a big hand in that, being the creative director. We've done that through mediums such as the Dawngate Chronicles, the awesome prose that Chris Latois writes, Waystone Dandelion, with each shaper reveal and stuff like that. How has that kind of come to fruition? I mean, you've been on this project for more than a few years now, and this is kind of starting to be the culmination of everything, the chronicles, the lore, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, all the pieces are sort of like coming in one at a time. Actually, the first one that was really about like characters and the story and this world that we're making was the banter system. I actually think is one of the first things to call out in terms of like all of these relationships that we're trying to set up between all of the different characters. And additionally, the Dawngate Chronicles launching is a very regular appointment with story, which I think is really important, right? We could choose to come out with a this thing here and a this thing here, like every once in a while, and do like a cool lore piece. It's sort of like what you get with the prose pieces that come with a shaper, right? It's a regular appointment, but it's not like this is the story regularly unfolding over time.
They're almost little bites, little morsels, of each shaper's thing. But the Chronicles brings them all together, and all of a sudden you see their interactions and stuff.
Yeah, it's like what we expect people to be like, what's happening in the story right now is whatever is currently happening in Chronicles. And you guys know that we are in the prologue of Dawngate Chronicles, right? So many of these characters have not been to the Dawngate yet, right? So we are really, setting sort of the stage for everything to happen and how the world's going to change around, the Dawngate. So we're right at the cusp, right? And this next feature is really the part that gets like me excited as a dungeon master. Yeah,
the DM. Yeah, you said it obviously in your dev diary before that you like being that dungeon master person, that person about that controls the story and stuff. But at the same time, you don't go in saying A is going to happen, then B is going to happen, then C is going to happen. You like to respond to what your players are doing, for example, and saying, "Oh, you decided to go down this path I didn't expect you to take. New story time." Crazy, right?
Yeah, I did a lot of improv in college, in particular, and I really enjoy that you have sort of the ability when you're doing improv, like performances, to see what the audience is reacting really well to, and then being like, more of those jokes.
Yeah,
that's the best, right? And if they're really into slapstick stuff, then you do more of that. If they're really into ridiculous voices, right? You can you can milk it, right, for all it's worth. And that's sort of the same thing that you translate into being a DM, is that you're like, all right, I see what's going on. I see what these players want, and I actually mentioned this in a dev diary. Is like you can swap things around and completely bust up your plans, and then remake them, and end up telling a story that is more customized for the people that are playing in your campaign, and then they're like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I wanted, perfect.
Yeah, it's also a little personal then too, you know, because it's like, oh, I decided to take this path, or I decided to leave that sacred relic on the altar rather than having a giant boulder roll at me, hashtag just Indiana Jones things. But it's the feature that we've been talking about for so long, that you and Dave and the entire team is super excited for, essentially is this living lore, which has been the term that we've kind of coined for it, and we're super excited to talk to you guys about. But there are many facets of it, and the most important and kind of the initial facet starts with the Dawngate Chronicles.
Right.
So if you want to go through real quick, just what is living lore going to be? What exactly does it mean?
One thing, I think we just got a message from Andy. Andy said, if Twitch chat is not working for you, tweet your questions at us, and then we will try to answer them on Twitch and then through Twitter as well. Hashtag what? Hashtag living lore.
Just give us at the Dawngate with hashtag living lore, and we will be able to answer it whenever we get to kind of the Q&A session and stuff like that. There's more to the stream. Don't worry, guys. But again, living lore starts with the Dawngate Chronicles.
Right. So in this page that came out today, hopefully I'm not spoiling anything for people right now. Maybe while we're talking, you had a chance to read it. But a lot of stuff just happened in this page. As you guys may know, this is Reyna and Zalgus and Queen Cerian. Queen Cerian is a very prudent queen and sort of recognizes, okay, if people are waking up all around the world with these Shaper powers, everything is going to change. Like, the stability of this world is not a foregone conclusion. Yeah. She decides to try to form an alliance with the West. For a variety of political reasons, this seems like it will create the most stability, for the northern kingdoms. At the same time, she also breaks the news to Reyna and Zalgus that their friend Kindra is dead, and the abbey that she was being, shall I say, rehabilitated at for. Well, Reyna and Zalgus know she killed some guys, and they thought that she was, she's a salvageable person. We'll bring her to this abbey, and she'll get better. That there was a mass slaying at the abbey, and the presumption is Kindra is dead. And Reyna's like, she's absolutely devastated. I love
that face is
Nick's
great.
Expression there. Just something that one of his superpowers is like this emotional nuance that I love in his work. And she's absolutely devastated, and now she sort of has a choice. And as you guys see down here, Zalgus is sort of using his Shaper powers to sort of try and see everything that's going on. He controls fate. He can sort of see the fates opening up in front of him, and they have a choice right now. Their choice essentially is do what the queen wants, or go try and see if our friend is still alive and make sure she's okay. And that is the launching of our first living lore.
And living lore is going to be a thing that lives in the client, actually, so we can actually go ahead and bring up the client right now. And it's something that's super special because it is an ongoing thing that you guys will be able to participate in, and by playing games and participating in it, it directly affects the outcome.
Right.
Correct. So if you guys would like to follow along, you may actually open your clients right now because and come to this first main page, because sometimes we talk about features, sometimes we talk about new characters, new things like that, and it's like, oh, it may be out in a week, it may be out in
I'll set my calendar to Monday.
Yeah, I've set my egg timer right now. But with Living Lore, we actually have something that we are super excited to reveal to you guys. It's kind of a nerve-wracking thing whether it works.
Boom.
Because it just did. Like, that was it as we were talking.
Yes.
So Living Lore is going to look exactly like this in the front-end client. If you want to explain kind of how this flow works and what exactly is going on here, I think that would be probably the most pertinent thing for you to do.
Yep. So now if you go into your client, immediately you will be able to choose one of these two Living Lore options. And the way that these options work or you can mouse over either of them and read a little synopsis of what the outcome might be. You can click on this little link here to go directly to the page with a comic on it for people who may not be following along. The comics are not watching a stream right now, understanding the context. That's there for you. But essentially, you pick one of these outcomes, and then every game that you play as any Shaper will contribute, any match-made game, I should say, will contribute a vote towards the choice that you've selected. So you can choose here either faithful students or devoted friends to decide, hey, what do you want Reyna and Zalgus to do? I am going to select devoted friends personally.
Oh, you're going to have them go visit Kindra and make sure she's not dead.
Not dead. try to find her alive or dead. You see, we've got I love these little images. They
They're fantastic.
They tease at some of the stuff. You can make out the
Anzarani.
profiles of Anzarani, Petrus, and Michaela there. extremely important people of the West that form the alliance with them. But I'm going to say I really want them to find out what happened to Kindra, their childhood friend who saved their lives, actually, back in the day. That seems only right. So I'm going to click on it, and now it's been selected. I can change my change what I want to vote for at any time. So if I play a few games towards devoted friends, and then somebody on the forums tells me like, "No, dude, that's totally the wrong choice. They're all gonna die," then I can switch it, and then I'll be contributing votes towards this orange bar. And the way that the bar works is the community at large will be pushing it up and down. It doesn't matter if you win or lose the game. Every vote you play contributes. And so if I play a bunch of games now, I will contribute with the community towards pushing this bar up towards the purple. In 2 weeks, we will see where that bar is, and it will be locked, and then the results will be written into the Dawngate Chronicles, and we have concept artists poised to create content based on choices. It might be skins, it might be shapers, it might be any kind of content you can imagine that may be coming from those things. Some things take more time than others, obviously, but consider whatever gets chosen to be absolute canon in the Dawngate universe, and that is the way that it has been steered. Something else that I'll note is that Reyna and Zalgus are down here. They are involved shapers. And the way involved shapers work are if you play a game with an involved shaper, you just get bonus votes. So play as Reyna and Zalgus if you really want to help decide what happens to Reyna and Zalgus. It's the sort of thing.
It's a cool thing, too, because it's like whenever, maybe you're not a Reyna or Zalgus player, but you do care about the story. But when that one vote, that one story comes along with your favorite character, whether it be Nissa or, Fenmore or something, then you're even more invested because it's already one of your favorite characters. Now you get to decide kind of their fate. It's all kind of a choose your own kind of adventure thing. And as Hunter said, we've got those concept artists raring to go, waiting for y'all's vote. We're not pre-creating tons of content. It is directly affected by what you guys vote and what wins.
Yeah, like we have like some ideas of like what's going to happen with either outcome, but it's obviously everything ripples outward from there, right? If they fail to make a successful alliance with the West, that's a really impactful thing. If they don't go check on their friend, what's going to happen there? It could be any number of things.
But we are going to actually play a game on stream for you guys, and of course Zalgus. Probably going to play Zalgus.
I'll do it. He's an involved shaper. I really want to contribute my vote.
Exactly. So we'll go ahead and queue up for a game here, and we'll get a game very, very shortly, and then Hunter will play a game as Zalgus, and you guys will kind of see the outcome, like your votes kind of will be cast in the blessings you'll see at the end of the game. Again, win or lose. It also doesn't matter with blessing tier. I know a lot of people were kind of asking that question internally as well, of like, oh, if I get a divine blessing, does my vote count for more? And it does not. So it is just win or lose. It's not luck or RNG based. It's if you win or lose, you get a certain vote, and if you play Reyna or Zalgus, you get more votes. Right. So we're gonna play Zalgus in this game and hopefully affect the outcome a little bit. Again, if you guys have questions, some people can see Twitch chat, some people can't. We can see it right now, so if you do have questions, use a Q followed by a colon and state your question. We'll answer it to the best of our abilities.
There was a question that was, are we concerned that people are going to like insta-lock Zalgus Arena and like ruin games? And I don't know. I don't know if that will happen. One thing, that is our goal, one of our goals for Dawngate, as you guys know, is to make you be able to play characters in a variety of roles. And we're working on a lot of changes internally to actually make that happen. Like right now, totally understood that if a team needs a jungler and somebody locks in Zalgus to try to, get the involved shaper votes, then that probably won't go so well right now. Will we be able to make Zalgus a viable jungler? I don't know. Maybe. But if games are ruined as a result of this feature, we would probably just get rid of the concept of the involved shapers. There's nothing that hinges on it, but I think it's just interesting nuance to it.
Yeah, it's also I don't know if we said explicitly, but it is only match-made games. So you can't go to custom games and like spam games against your friends as Zalgus and like sway the vote one way or the other. It is only match-made games, and again, it is win or lose.
Speaking of insta-lock Zalgus,
do you know where he is?
He's at the end. He's at the bottom.
If this 10th man, hopefully,
Come on, buddy.
Hopefully it accepts. We'll
I'm
see.
counting on you.
Let's see. Will this slow down the current 3-page per week pace of the Chronicles?
Nope.
Interesting question.
As you note, there's a little
Someone got good.
page next to. Oh, he did it. What a jerk.
You can play Reyna.
I guess I'll have to.
Why not?
Um.
Unless he wants to give you Zalgus.
Oh,
Unless
all
Zalgus-
caps.
Did Zalgus want to play as Zalgus? Mind if I play him?
I gotta. Yes, thank you.
What a good guy. Again, yeah, as you were pointing out, there is a little icon, that little kind of book or scroll page that shows you who the involved shapers with each story. It could be the next decision could have only one shaper. The next decision after that could have 4 shapers. Like, it's all obviously based around the story. So that will help you dictate what you want to play, who's involved, all that kind of stuff. So thank you so much to Hellentown, by the way, for allowing you to play Zalgus.
A real bro.
A real bro. What a nice guy. But someone was asking. Oh, yeah, we didn't 100% answer the question about slowing down the current 3-page per week Chronicles.
Oh yeah, we are maintaining our current pace. There is a desire certainly for us to try to keep our pace up. I don't foresee that, but that may be something that happens.
It's not. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not going to be something like the vote ends on a Friday. Let's say. Mm-hmm. Monday may not be the reveal of the choice.
Correct. It will not be.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, we are planning, enough ahead, or we have enough of a lead time on those pages going live that we will see what the results are and develop those pages and have enough of a backlog that will give us enough time to execute on them. If we're able to pull that off or not is TBD, but that's absolutely our goal.
Yeah. So if let's say they decide to go visit Kendra, it may be a few weeks before that is actually shown in the Dawngate Chronicles. But I mean, obviously, because the vote won, that will be 100%.
It happened. It is canon.
Exactly. Do you feel this new feature will give us more personality of the shapers?
I think that it will. Our goal is always to have lots of personality for the shapers, but I think that
I'll be reading unless you do something interesting.
I think that it's potentially not more personality, but the personality that the players want.
Yeah.
Like if people really want, a character to do something super heroic that sacrifices their, everything they hold dear, then, that'll be what that character does. Mm-hmm. And that character's changed for it. And I think that makes the character much more compelling, personally.
Yeah, it's the personal investment. Like I think it's gonna be really interesting to see, especially like maybe streamers even like lobbying for one vote over another.
Yes,
saying like, hey guys, back me up. I really want them to go see if Kendra's okay, or I really want them to go the other route to visit Anzarani and Mikkel and all them.
Yeah, it's my dream that there is giant friendly rift in the community where people
imagine
are
like the Muzzy versus Elf. Like one wants to go one way, the other wants to go another, and they're lobbying for their viewers to do certain things.
Right.
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
The MOBA champion versus the Shaper Guild, Living Lore Showdown.
That's gonna be great.
Can I scoot
yeah,
a little bit?
of course. Will living lore results be added into the banter system later on?
Yes. We have obviously we have to be on the we can integrate those things only when we have those actors back in the studio. Yeah. But we absolutely plan on writing stuff into their scripts to.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like. The banter system is a really cool system that constantly has to be expanded. Like as you add new shapers, obviously new banters are formed, new allegiances, alliances, all that kind of stuff. So considering that the vote and what happens in the Dawngate Chronicles is 100% canon, you can expect it to be added in the future if it's something that is pertinent or needs to be written in.
Right. And if we know that we're going to have 2 options, maybe we'll just record lines for both potential outcomes.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. When will crafting currency be integrated into the game? Eventually, Botanomancer. That's a question we get very often. It'll be in the game eventually, we promise.
Yep, we're working on a lot right now on the end of game loot system, and that is a relatively large endeavor. A lot of changes that we're planning for it. So Please have patience.
Null Dark asks, will you ever do a branch that could be decided by a single streamed game? Like get streamers on teams and whichever one wins, have their vote become canon lore.
Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely. I would say that this system is meant to allow everybody to participate in it. Everybody to get their vote. And I would say that something like that would probably be a special event, not something that we would replace the system with.
Let's see. We already have people like Casual Friday on Twitter saying, I'll be on stream lobbying, #Kindra lives. So we already have people kind of choosing allegiances and choosing sides. That's really great to see.
That's awesome.
I mean, is that kind of what was that the dream?
That's
the
dream.
You wanted?
The dream is really everybody feels like this is their story. And that, just to deepen, emotional investment, I think that, you have to feel like you're a part of it. And this is our first step of hopefully many that will do just that.
Perfect. Awesome. So we have some Twitter questions. Again, if you guys would like to tweet at us and answer any questions, we understand that Twitch chat is not 100% working for everybody. So if you do have a Twitter, tweet at us at the Dawngate with the #LivingLore, and we will answer as many questions as we can see. Good one from Connor Wheatley. Will the involved shapers in the Living Lore be included in the free rotations during voting time?
Currently, it has no impact on the free rotation. I think that probably we could use it as an opportunity to put them in the free rotation. I'm not sure if that is something that we want to try and bite off juggling as also part of
the normal rotation.
Yeah, keeping we have a random generator sort of spit them out that makes sure that looks at a variety of factors to determine if somebody's going to go in the rotation or not, like time that they've been not on the rotation, and a variety of roles, making sure they're covered, stuff like that.
I really like already we have people on Twitter doing #LetKindra die or #LetKindra live. Those two are already there. So thank you, Elf. Obviously, he's a Zalgus player. He knows exactly what's going on. Randy Green, of course, twerp saying, "Look, guys, if Kindra gets the resets, she'll be fine." Faithful students all the way. Really, really awesome. So, again, guys, #LivingLore or ask your question in Twitch chat. We would love to answer them.
She gets the resets.
She gets resets. She'll be fine.
She probably will be.
Will we be expecting interesting plot twists? For example, if you go Kindra, then you get attacked by somebody like Vex or whatnot. Maybe some intercrossing twisting storylines.
Absolutely. There are going to be very interesting things that happen either way, I guarantee you. We have some ideas as to what they are.
Mm-hmm. Now, is that, this is kind of a personal question, but is that tough for people like yourself and Chris Latois, that could completely change the story? Right? Like, you have to plan for both outcomes, but you can't go too heavily in one because, it may not go your way, right?
Right. I mean, we have to, have options that we are excited about ourselves internally, right? This has to seem like a plausible choice that those characters would have, and we need to make sure that we build choices that will result in interesting outcomes either way. So, it's not going to be, does so-and-so go get a sandwich for lunch, or do they go save the world? Because
does Raina eat a tuna sandwich or a ham sandwich?
That would be #ham.
I don't know. I'm partial to tuna, so that would be my vote.
I am too, actually. I think I prefer a tuna sandwich to ham.
Acute Links is saying, if Kindra dies, do we remove her as a character?
So this, to be perfectly honest with you, this isn't really a... I'll answer this question in two parts.
Those are high stakes.
This question is not, entirely... The Living Lore option is not whether Kindra lives or dies. This is... The characters, obviously, have no idea. You guys know that Kindra eventually makes it to the Dawngate, right? Because we're in the prologue, right? We're a little bit behind the time on the story. Eventually, we will be, caught up, and Shapers coming out will get their powers in the same time in the Chronicles, and everything will be nicely synced up. But we're still catching up a bit in the prologue right now. So Kindra is alive. You guys know that. She makes it to the Dawngate. She fights people.
She gets the resets.
And I think the second part of the question really is, can somebody die in the Dawngate world that is a shaper. And I think that that's, I can foresee a universe where a character absolutely dies canonically, and we keep their character, in the game because people are used to that gameplay, but they're just like, so-and-so's dead. You just know that. You can still play on. Maybe we release his, like, ghostly skin as he continues to haunt the Dawngate or something like that, but...
So is Chris Latois going to be like George R.R. Martin? Is he going to kill all our favorite characters?
I would say that he
absolutely wants to. Oh,
no.
Oh, so close.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. AltoGuy16499 on Twitter says, "Why were Kindra and Michaela not picked as involved shapers, as they're important depending on the path?"
They are. We decided. I think that's interesting feedback, for us. I mean, this is our first one. They don't really have. Neither of them are aware of this choice happening, so they didn't feel, right that they were involved shapers. Oh dear.
Oh god. Oh god. Speaking of Reina.
Sister, no,
please. Yeah. So it's regardless of what Reina and Zalgus decide to do, Kindra is still presumably at the Abbey, right? So it's like, well. She's not part of the decision-making process.
Right.
She'll be wherever she is regardless. But Reina and Zalgus are the ones...
Oh
my god! You just got blown up so hard. Will you guys be previewing... Sorry, there's a loading bar I can't really see. Will you guys be previewing new shapers in these comics? Who says we haven't already?
Oh.
Oh, hashtag teaser. Hashtag teaser. I mean, a lot of people I know are talking about things like the Countess that Desecrator kind of desecrated.
The Desecrated?
Yeah. People are super excited to hear more about her, and they're like, man, I would love like a zombified girl shaper or something like that. So,
absolutely. I mean, people's reactions to these NPCs is wonderful information for us.
Really, really awesome to see.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, your Moya's so low. She should not go in there. Please, Moya. Or should she? Okay, that works. Mianhe on Twitter asking, big events that trigger through living lore eventually have some sort of animated cutscene in-game once the decision is made, potentially?
That is a point that we will need to get to.
Yeah.
But, we really also at the same time, one of the reasons we picked comics is that it would allow us to be, like, really responsive. Because we can make the comic pages a lot more quickly than we can make some, super badass CG animated short.
I do love people using in-game logic to decide whether they're choosing one thing or another. They say, clearly Kindra got the resets and survived. Let's get to Michaela in the story.
Right.
So she can make it hail on some shapers. Hashtag living lore. Thank you, Lovestrap, for that tweet. Again, guys, if you guys do have questions, if the Twitch chat is not working for you, we're looking at both. So ask it in the Twitch chat or tweet at us at the Dawngate with the hashtag living lore. We have a live update feed of that hashtag. So please tweet at us, ask us any questions you guys have. Are there any plans to update shaper/announcer quotes to accommodate for living lore? So heroic technology, we kind of did answer that a little bit ago, but essentially the banter system is one, like with or without living lore, is an ever-growing and ever-expanding system. Like every time we add a new shaper in, like Kinsu has specific banter with certain characters, and whenever we were recording Kinsu's VO, we also had to bring in other associated actors and actresses to say lines to Kinsu. You know, because at the time of their recording, Kinsu may not have been a thing, right? So Living Lore just adds another layer to that, another layer of the onion, of the banter kind of onion.
The banter onion.
The banter onion. But yeah, that was already something we were having to do in the first place with new shapers. So it's just another step that Caleb and them have to take. But it's going to be pretty awesome.
Yep.
Uh-oh, Distracted Elf is asking, Ploots, which do you support? Oh god, I haven't really made the oh my god. I haven't really made the decision yet myself. I would say maybe the Michaela one. I want to go visit all those rich folk. Kindra, forget Kindra. She just let her do her thing. She'll do Kindra things. She'll murder some people and she'll get the resets. She'll be fine.
Yep, she probably would be fine.
Would it be possible that new skins would come out based on the outcome of hashtag Living Lore? Absolutely, Ryan Posey. That's kind of what we talked about. How Hunter mentioned we have concept artists waiting to do new things. And he said it could range from skins to ward skins to new shapers to a myriad things, right?
Right.
I feel like there's nothing that's particularly off the table.
Absolutely. Like any piece of content you can imagine us making, we really want those decisions to be, change the experience for you guys. So there's, sky's the limit. As I said, we've got, concept artists ready. Like
Their stylus is right by their Wacom. They're like, I can't wait to draw things. Let's see.
Our team is seriously going a little ham. We were here when we shouldn't have been here. That's all I can say.
The game is still close. You're only 4 kills behind.
That's true.
Ice Trip is saying, let Finmore and Freya settle their familial conflict. So,
That's not likely.
there's some awesome stuff. As you guys know, every shaper will make an appearance in the Dawngate Chronicles, and I can just say I'm super stoked for Finmore.
Fenmore,
Super stoked.
yeah. There's a lot to tell there.
I saw those pages for the first time last week, and it's good. It's good stuff. It's good stuff, Sam London. I'm proud of you. Sam London is right off stream watching the Twitch chat and Twitter feed right now because he's super excited because obviously Dawngate Chronicles and whatnot are also part of his baby, and he's done a fantastic job with them. So if you guys do see Death via Zombie in game, or you see him on Twitter or on Twitch,
Is he creeping into the shot?
tell him that you love nerding out to this stuff because he's done a great job with Chris and Hunter and Nick and all those people. You actually moved. I can't see, by the way. I can't see the Twitters. There we go. I am all for a Kindra and Reyna reunion. Would love to see how that turns out. So Blurry Bear, thank you so much. Blurry Bear, I believe you're the artist in Distracted Elf's stream. So thank you for all those things that you draw as well as your support. Oh, Moya. Come on, Moya.
I haven't seen one of those ults hit yet, but I'm still hopeful.
Will there be any trivial rewards, such as character icons or small things, that those people who voted for the winning living lore piece will gain? Or even alternative rewards for those who chose the losing living lore?
Yeah, we've actually thought about that. I would love to do like exclusive things that you get for through the system, be it coming from what you voted for or not. I'm not sure, but we definitely want to do other like really small vanity pieces that people can collect.
What would be incredible, right?
Your opponent
What would
is
be
an
incredible?
icon for the person, a specific unique icon for the person that contributed the most votes
That would
to
be
the winning piece.
a truly exclusive item.
Yeah, like one person every few weeks gets it, with the living lore vote. That would be incredible.
I don't like what's happening.
I like it.
I don't like what's happening here at all.
Any more questions? Again, guys, Q with a colon in the Twitch chat, or if you want to tweet at us at the Dawngate with the hashtag living lore.
We can do this. We can do this.
We will answer any questions that you guys do have for us.
that won't do.
We can do
Oh,
it.
Mianhe, you're so silly.
What do you
You
do?
dislike that idea, Hands of Evil. I think that'd be great. I think that's a cool idea. I can't see the Twitter anymore. Why do you keep moving things?
I'm trying to post stuff. Is it moving?
You should post just not on TweetDeck. There we go.
Fascinating.
Hashtag living lore. Show them what Kindra becomes. If you mean Reyna and Zalgus get to the Abbey and realize that Kindra is a super murder guy, potentially. We'll see.
A super murder guy.
Another question from Casual Friday. Thank you for the question. Will we ever get a small peek into the option we didn't choose?
No.
No, the door's closed.
Choose wisely.
That's awesome.
I think that you'll definitely see the consequences of the choice that you did pick, and probably the consequences of not picking the other thing. Like not making the alliance in a prompt fashion is probably a bad idea if you want those relations to be good. So even if you don't pick that, then I think you'll definitely see some impact.
Why does Pluto keep ignoring my questions about further leaks? I'm sorry, Mars. I think you were asking about E3. Yeah, there will be. Dave Sarah will be talking at 2 p.m. PDT, I believe it is, on the E3 stream or on the Twitch stream or one of them for awesome Dawngate stuff. So there you go. There's the answer to your question. Is Kindra a super murder guy? Pretty much. Super murder girl or woman. I'm sorry, is what she is. So we have that big announcement later today, right? It hasn't already been said. Noldark, I don't know if you're just tuning in, but we did just announce our living lore concept.
We launched it.
We launched it. It's there. It's in the game. It allows you to vote on 2 different outcomes that the Dawn Chronicles and the canon lore will take, 2 paths, and by playing the game, win or lose, playing match-made games will contribute a vote towards one of those 2 options. And if you play the involved shapers, which this time are Reyna and Zalgus, you will get a little bit more than just that singular vote. So if you really want to affect the outcome, play Zalgus and Reyna. If you want to just kind of play the game and still have a say, then play anyone that you want.
We're having some issues with our positioning as a team.
Secret Tony is asking how come you haven't distributed the Year Zero icons yet. We will eventually. That's something that is definitely in the works. Do not worry.
Yeah, we actually had to build the ability to give them to you. So
Fascinating.
something that just takes time. But any other questions? Q with a colon in the Twitch chat or hashtag Living Lore on Twitter. We'd love to answer all of your questions. Why don't Zalgus and Reyna just split up? And as the taco commercial says, why not both? Because that's just not how the story's written, right? That's not it. But yeah, the really cool thing I like about the kind of widget in the client is the fact that that bar will kind of live update. I believe it kind of changes like every 30 minutes or refreshes every 30 minutes, I think Aria was saying. So you can see like which voting option is in the lead. And you're also, as Hunter said at the beginning, you're not locked into an option. So if you're saying go visit Kindra, and then all of a sudden your friend convinces you otherwise that maybe that's not such a good idea, you can always change your option, and the games you play from then on out until you maybe rechange your option again will count towards whatever you have selected.
Right.
Well, how pleasant for you.
Your question, Plutes? I'm sorry, I missed it. Sorry, I did not see it.
get out of here.
Let's see, it's 14-7. Still a decently close game. Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Do it, do it. Nice job. No. Oh. Oh, you don't have your ulti out. That's not good. Is Kindra going to appear soonish in the Chronicles?
Tragic.
Who knows? It may have something to do with whether, you know, you guys, if her voting thing, if their option to go visit Kindra wins, right? You know? If they don't go visit Kindra, then there's a smaller chance that maybe she would appear normally. Oh, God. Woo! Without having been voted, right? Oh, God, so close. The minions! No, not minions! Oh, well.
I want him. I want him.
You might want to see.
Will there ever be a time where a third option gets added in the middle of the voting time? I don't know about in the middle of the voting time, but will there ever potentially be 3 options, or are we going to keep it kind of binary?
We've talked about it. We've certainly launched it with binary in mind. Mm-hmm. In the trouble with 3-person option with 3 options is more people don't get what they wanted. Mm-hmm. Which I think is a little bit sad, but there may be extenuating circumstances where it's like, oh, these are very, we clearly cannot tell the story without, 3 options, then I think we'll consider it.
Okay. I feel like Reyna wants to visit Kindra, but Zalgus already knows she's still alive, so he doesn't care. Hashtag living lore. There you go, Graham. You're thinking a lot.
Now you're thinking like a Zalgus.
Will the living lore dictate when the map switches to the spirit side / mortal side design?
That is entirely based on our bandwidth to build that stuff. But I did during battle in the bot lane sort of leak that is our intention. We've always described the Dawngate as this shaping that bridges the mortal world and the spirit world. Mm-hmm. And we do call the top right side the spirit side, for that reason. That's the half of the map that is in the spirit realm, or is like a mirrored version of the mortal plane. So that's something that we hope to do in the future, is art it up accordingly, but that's a little ways out.
At Ian Keith on Twitter is saying, Moya appears to have no affiliations. How are we going to get to see more than just a cameo? Just because you don't have an affiliation with someone doesn't mean that you can't make an important decision within the lore and within the Dawn-Gate Chronicles and stuff. So you
Yep.
could you will almost certainly see Moya eventually. You'll see every shaper in the Dawn-Gate Chronicles in some fashion.
Collaborators slain.
Doesn't keep Moya from being able to do good things.
Heard that enemy?
Oh no, the surrender?
Uh-oh.
No, I refuse.
Zalgus never surrenders.
A moment of inconvenience.
Brady cases, will there ever be 3 options? We kind of answered that. You know, it launched with a binary system, but potentially, who knows? Maybe in the future, if 3 options are good enough. How many? The Trude is asking, how many more votes does playing an involved shaper give exactly?
Currently 3x.
Okay.
Don't speak.
That's something that will probably tune over time, but that is the currently tuned number.
I didn't see it again. I don't know if you keep posting the same question, Free, but I'm sorry. I keep missing it, apparently. I apologize. Who is the evil/shadowy character in one of Zalgus' visions, and does Zalgus have something special for Kendra? If you mean like in the client, like in the widget, the kind of shadowy figure in the bottom vote, that is Kendra. Unless he's
Who asked that
thinking of someone
question?
else. Binrat.
Benrat? Is he talking specifically about what is in the wasted prose pieces, or is he? If so, that's a ultra mega super secret.
Super secret.
But yeah, if you guys haven't read those pieces, Zalgus sees a variety of futures. That are sort of like a power granted to him by the Fate Spirit. And there's some serious bad dudes in it. And he sees multiple futures for both Kendra and Reyna in it. I would recommend highly checking that out. It has some serious teasers of the future actually in it.
He did mean the wasted lore. So
Cool.
he got it. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
How about a system where you get some alternative currency for your number of votes for the winning or losing side? Then you can spend that currency on the vanity items.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
That's interesting.
I think we talked about the idea of like, oh, if you like contribute a lot, can you get credits to get that thing? That's certainly not something we have the infrastructure for right now, but I think it sounds cool. As a player, I would like that.
The Pinnacle of Necrosis, can I still get the Golden Waystone if I buy waypoints? Yes. The Golden Waystone is still available. The Blazing Waystone is not. There's no end date for the Golden Waystone currently announced. Will the Living Lore change the map at all in aesthetic value, such as a leftover body on the ground or money pigs becoming porks?
It totally could. Like, as I sort of said before, like everybody on the team, you know, is interested in their way to pay off on these choices that you guys steer. You know, and that's everybody in any department on the team. So do not underestimate the stuff that we will do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't like to be in there. Cooldowns, please. Cool.
Might want to see your findings.
Oh god.
Death on their
Oh, that Kinsu is so strong.
One of your enemies dies. Wild blood.
I couldn't even
Oh,
ult in there.
Oh, get that boy out. Can you do it? W first. W
They're
first.
dead.
Collaborators slain. Great.
Oh, wait for the shield. Wait for the shield. Wait for the
I'm sure
shield.
you already know that you're finding.
Looking for these resets.
Oh, the shield went up just the wrong time, and then I died.
Oh god.
I could have been a hero.
He could have.
What was that shield? Was that a Renzo shield?
Yeah, yeah. Renzo's
Let us
embrace.
skip to the chapter they get their
That's
comeuppance.
not. That's not.
Let us skip to the chapter. They get their comeuppance.
Will Vex ever discover what he truly is?
Oh.
What is Vex?
Too smart for animal, too dumb for Heinzwecker.
I love Vex's VO. It's so good.
It's crazy.
Let's see. Will we miss out on potential shapers due to living lore decisions?
Totally possible. I think that you know, we will develop content based on where the story goes, and if the story never goes somewhere, then it's just probably not going to happen.
Yeah, and we'll still be developing shapers regardless, right? You know, it's not going to be like
No shapers again.
Yeah, you guys missed out on this shaper option in the living lore. Therefore, this week you don't get a new shaper. You know, like
Right. Well,
what are we gonna do?
That would be
now?
awfully sad.
Yeah, exactly. But if maybe an option in the living lore brings the possibility of a new shaper, you would see them probably. I mean, that takes a few more like months time or something. Oh, did she ulti the spirit well?
Must have.
Wow,
Just
that's
see
pretty funny.
all of those
All of them.
might.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that could definitely be an option. But again, you know, it's not gonna the outcome of the living lore is probably not gonna be felt immediately. Right. You know, the comic isn't going to be updated in a day. A new skin isn't going to happen overnight because it's all stuff, again, like Hunter said, that we are eagerly awaiting what the vote is and what the vote becomes. We're not going to go ahead and make both and then be like, yes, they did this. We'll release this, and this one will never see the light of day. We're waiting to see what you guys say, what you guys want, and that will be when the development starts. And you know, the development for a shaper can be months. The development for a skin can be months. Comic pages, obviously, like you said, are very.
Yeah, we can pay off on the
easier-
story
yeah.
much more quickly than we can some other things.
Exactly. Oh my god.
It's.
Oh,
Oh, I can't help you.
That's a dead person.
That's a dead man. I'm gonna say this is not good.
can you pretty please give us the option in Living Lore to have Idolus resurrected? Well, I don't think he's ever been confirmed dead, is he?
No?
Well, if you don't see a body, it may not have happened. That's like media everything 101. Nice. Got the reset.
Enemy kills, huzzah.
Oh, the double. Oh, you didn't get a reset that time.
A tight.
That's sad.
That an epic trilogy.
An epic.
Will
trilogy.
changes to the shapers in the game, nerfs/buffs, be shown in the Chronicles? So you know, Alex Walsh is a great question. The buffs and nerfs and like gameplay stuff doesn't really have a place, I don't think, like in Living Lore
Absolutely.
and like Don't Get Chronicles. You know, like it's as if like, oh, we just nerfed Kendra, so she did indeed die in the Abbey. You know, because she didn't get the reset.
Now
like-
she just dies all the time in game.
Exactly. You know, that's something that you can't really translate to a
Can you
medium.
feel it?
Yeah, you can't really translate well to a comic. But I mean, people will get buffed and nerfed outside of in the game. That's just how balance works.
Yeah.
But I don't think it'll be felt in the comics. The Tully words: family, duty, honor, friends or family, finding Kendra greater than duty. # Living Lore. # Game of Thrones. Thank you, Big
love it.
Scrag. Where should we look for the wasted backstory since we can't find it in the client or the forums anymore? It should still be on the forums. I am almost 100% positive. Check the news and announcement section. There should be a wasted. It was one of the earliest stories we did do, so it's probably kind of way back on one of the later pages, but it should still be on the forums. I don't think we would have ever taken it down. AKA someone gets nerfed means they get injured or something. That's a little dubious. Again, it's really hard to portray buffs and nerfs in a comic, but
Yeah, I mean,
it's an interesting idea.
Your opponents.
The reason that we don't, there are things that I would love to do for lore reasons that would ruin gameplay. I would love, Reyna and Zalgus to just have a passive on them that is a buff when they're fighting together.
Yeah.
But that has extreme, consequences on balance in gameplay and team composition.
I do like little things of like that don't give any gameplay impact, right? But they still are a little like if Zalgus and Reyna are standing side by side in a team fight, they get a little fun buff that says like,
Party time.
sibling party time. Yeah, exactly. And they don't get any like health or extra armor or anything like that, but it's just something fun. Oh god, this Kinsu is wrecking you. Oh my god.
I don't.
Is this the Tetra kill Kinsu?
It might be.
See what happens. Yep. Oh well, hey, at least we'll get to see.
You get your vote whether you win or lose.
Win or lose. So actually, if we want to, you may as well scoop this one up. But that was the first game that we've shown of Living Lore. So we'll see in the blessing system that Hunter will talk about in just a bit here.
Yeah.
Boop, boop, boop. See what he gets as well.
Oh yeah, I better get something good.
I know.
Should I do K for A?
Yeah, I do K. For
I
A.
don't do K for A.
You don't do K for A? You're
Nah.
very selective with your K.
I am, but that makes my K worth more.
That's true. That's true. I K for A all the time. Good game, Waystone. Was Renzo. Awesome. Thank you for stopping by, Renikin. That was a good game, man.
I'm going to vote for that Kensu,
That Kensu
who
did
was a boss.
work.
And these people who are playing with involved shapers.
There you go.
That's
great,
it.
great,
Not my team.
great decisions.
Sorry, team.
Oh
Oh, no, this guy, he let me play Zalgus.
yeah, Hellentown was a good
Even though he charged in and we all died.
Let's see what blessing you get.
This
This is the dubstep karma roll. That's a great roll. That's a great roll. You didn't get the victory bonus, sadly, or the first one of the day. Oh, just below Astral. That's okay. You got a grand.
I did.
That works.
That pyramid.
Open it up. Boom.
Boom. There it
Involve
is.
Shaper Lord vote. So you cast 3 votes. So if you weren't playing Zalgus Arena, you would have only cast a singular vote.
Yep.
But this again is going to be in every blessing once you make the selection.
Correct.
And it does not depend on does not depend on tier of blessing. So you if you had gotten a divine, you would have cast the exact same number of votes, right?
Right.
So it's not RNG, it's not randomly generated. This is in every once you select, you will cast at least 1 vote every game, and you will cast 3 votes if you play one of the involved shapers.
Right, exactly. There you go, just to remind you of what you're fighting for.
Mhm. Let's get that collect. Let's see if the bar
Did the
moved at
bar
all.
move?
Has it moved at all? Are people playing right now? Let's go back to that thing. No, not
No,
really. It's
not-
still in the center. So
It said
the
it
votes,
updates on a half hour.
every half hour. The
basis.
votes are preceded, obviously. But so it's not like wildly fluctuating. Like as soon as the game finishes, like beep boop beep boop boop. What is happening?
Right.
So they are preceded. So yeah, as you play, you guys will make your selection. You will see exactly how the vote moves, how it trends, and hopefully you guys will find some decisions that you're excited to make. And hopefully there's some people out there, like I know Elf and a lot of people out there are already kind of lobbying for the decisions they want, which
Right.
is super exciting. I can't wait to see how that pans out.
That community, the community.
It's like healthy dissension. You know, it's like we want them to not cut each other's throats because some people want faithful students and some people want devoted friends. I am excited to see the conversation of like, why are you choosing devoted friends over faithful students and vice versa?
Right.
You know?
And I mean, for me as a designer too, it's really interesting to give players something very simple and see what players build around it. And obviously we have a ton of awesome community sites and community members that I know will build something around it. So that's really exciting.
Briax14, you've been saying Passive Palooza with question marks for a long time in chat. Eventually, there's your answer. But you know, with all that being said, you know, we are super excited for Living Lore to finally be in y'all's hands. I'm sure Hunter is as giddy as all get out
For sure, giddy.
to finally have you guys experience it and play with it, because this has been something that we've been talking about, we've been hyping, we've been excited about for a long time. I mean, ever since I'm sure you've been here and that idea popped into your mind of like player-driven story, choose your own adventure. You know?
Yeah, I love choose your own adventure. So it's super exciting. I think that. It would be very interesting to see what we can build this into, right? Because this is just the beginning, and the idea of the players who drive the story, and you know, this is a very this is very much step 1 of X, and I have no idea how many steps X is, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Vestboy, you do not get 3 votes. You got 3 votes because you played Zalgus, not because you got a divine. I just want to make that absolutely clear.
Yep, correct.
The tier of blessing has nothing to do with the amount of votes you get.
Yep.
So you could get an acorn of shame, as you know, as Distracted Elf calls it. And if you were playing Zalgus Arena, you get 3 votes. If you're playing anyone else, you only get 1 vote. Exact same as if you got a divine. So.
I really like this question. New content such as Spirit Stones be added through the Living Lore. Something interesting about Spirit Stones you might not know is that Spirit Stones have small distilled bits of people's souls that sort of got captured as their body sort of their soul goes in. When you die, your soul goes into the spirit stream. and those stones represent little bits of that person's soul that sort of got left behind and crystallized. So I'm totally hyped for when somebody dies in the Dawngate Chronicles, and then becomes we launch that spirit stone. I think that would be super fun.
That's going to be awesome. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate it. Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/Dawngate, and facebook.com/Dawngate. Hit that follow button on the stream as well. Get out there, cast your vote in the living lore, have fun with it. It's going to be a really awesome system. This first vote is going to go for 2 weeks. Some votes may be longer than others, some votes may be shorter than others, but this will be for 2 weeks, and we hope you guys really enjoy the system. Hope you guys enjoy playing as Reyna and Zalgus and affecting the story, or really playing as anyone. Just cast your vote, get involved, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But we also obviously have the EA press conference going on right now at E3. You guys should definitely go check that out. It's going to be a blast. And at 2 p.m. PDT, which is in 2 hours from now, Dave Sarah will actually be talking a little bit about the Dawngate over on one of the Twitch streams, which is going to be super exciting to see. Our fearless leader up there.
Yeah, you guys should get there. That's a lot of new eyes on Dawngate. And hang out in that Twitch chat and support Dave. And
support Dave, talk about living lore, do whatever you want. Just
pacify the trolls.
Exactly. They're like, this is EA, this might stink. And they come in there and be like, no, I've been playing for the past year and it's incredible.
The best.
Help us out, spread the word, and we thank you guys for supporting us. We thank you guys for watching. We thank you guys for being here. I know there's plenty of other streams you could be at, but you chose to come here. So
that's true. That's very special.
We thank you guys so much. But living lore, get the hype. It's real. And thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to sign off for now. I'm Brad Pluto-Ramey, Assistant Community Manager, Hunter Zalgus Howe, amazing creative director here at Waystone Games. And we'll see you guys next time tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. PDT. Go watch the EA press conference and check out Dave Sarah at 2 p.m. PDT. Bye, guys.
Next! Victory is in our grasp. Make way! They go no further. Put them in the ground. Eat this!